Alright, so check it out. I'm doing a gear review right now. Basically a gear dump. Stuff I have in my backpack and some extra stuff that I thought maybe you guys would be interested in checking out. We'll start off with a knife. Let's see. It's my Gerber strong arm. I carry this one. And my Mora Eldris on me. Let's try to fix this. Sorry about the video, but it doesn't really matter about me. We're doing gear review. So the reason I carry two, if just in case one of them breaks, you're gonna have another cutting blade. I feel like this is the ultimate tool. Once you know how to utilize this, everything else you don't need it. I'll get to that in a bit though. So check it out. This one actually has a serrated blade on it. It's a heavier knife, so if I want to chop through stuff, or if I want to just slice through with the serrated blade, just do little quick notches, shave them instead of carving them out. This baby. And it also has a little like glass breaker. Smash like nuts or stuff with it, whatever you want. Personally, I'd rather use a rock. And on the sheath, I actually got paracord, some 550 cord tied up on it. On the inside, once you unravel it, you're gonna have hooks. You're gonna have snares. You're gonna have some water purification tablets, some alcohol wipes. Basically, another little mini survival kit, just in one. More elders. This one actually, I don't know if you could tell, but it has a tapered blade, meaning it's thicker in the beginning of the knife, and then by the tip it tapers out, it thins out. So for different carving tasks, whether you want to do heavier carving, inside that's what has you, or if you want to do finer work, then you can start working the tip of it. I'll get to the next thing up. We got the hatchet for heavier tasks. This one's actually Gerber. It's basically a what is it called? Fiskars. It's basically a Fiskars, but marketed under Gerber in America. This is the 17 inch. This one's gonna be for heavier wood tasks. It's gonna keep your ass warm. Basically, if you want to build some shelters, you want to take start getting through bone and stuff like that, different tasks. This is gonna get you through it. Then we're gonna get into saws. This is a folding saw, Fiskars. What is it? Maybe like a 12 inch, 14 inch folding saw. That needs no review. You should know what a folding saw does. Let me get to another one. This is actually a bow saw. This one's a Savant saw. This one folds up. Once it's folded, once you have it folded back, it's gonna just be like one piece. Everything will just fit in one slide. This is what's gonna get you through some heavier tasks. This matched up with a good hatchet, or even better, a bigger axe. That's good for winter. You're gonna save a lot of energy also compared to using a smaller saw. Then we're gonna get in your cordage. This is the 750 cordage, and this is some thinner cordage. I want to say it's like some 550. Some free cordage. It's nylon rope. Some guy lines actually for a tent that I got. Then we'll get in the next thing we'll get into is gonna be digging tools. Whether you want maybe like a little folding saw, a military folding issue, or one like this, a little spade, or possibly you carve up digging sticks, as well as using your Camp Cook set to dig. when you use the spade, it breaks up the side and all that. A lot of stuff starts coming down. With this, you're gonna start digging up quicker. You're gonna get a lot more out, obviously, as well. And then what you're gonna want to do is also you're gonna want to maintain your tools. Your blades they're gonna start doling out. So you're gonna go with something like this. What is this? This is like it's a work sharp brand. You got coarse, you got fine grit, you got a little what is it, lad, and then you got what is this, like the little hook sharpening stones, like it's a like an Arkansas, I want to say. Or you could go ahead and you get in more of a primitive style of sharpening. This is actually a river stone. These are common along rivers. They're smoothing out. It's gonna be a fine grit, very fine grit. What you'd want to do with this, you could use it whether it's on a hatchet or a knife. Just wet it up a little, and just work it in a circular motion. Work it in a circular motion. I'd advise this if you already know how to use a sharpening stone. If not, just stick to a sharpening stone. Learn from the basics first. Then we're gonna get into bandana. Let's say you cut yourself up or something, like you get cold, you want to cover your neck, like you start burning up. This baby got me. You wet it down, you cover yourself. You're gonna keep yourself cool in the heat. Throw it over your head with some water. An important thing too is behind your neck. Behind your neck, right on your head and everything. You wanna try to keep that cool. If you keep that area cool, it's gonna help out maintain your body temperature. Whether you're trying to keep that area warm or cold, it's gonna help out with whatever your goal is in body temperature, regulating the body temperature. As well as you could use this to filter out water. If you want to just throw it over something as you're collecting it, you can filter it like that. So you fill up your water, so that way it's ready to boil up right there. Then that way, that's my personal choice of filtering. That way you don't have to carry around other alternative filters. Well, this I'd still carry it around, to tell you the truth. It's a little Sawyer filter, a little mini. You want to say it's a micro, and this would be more convenient on the go. You'd latch these on a, for example, like if you have something like this. I'll get to this right now. I actually broke the top earlier, so you'd snap it on the top. If you have like a smart water bottle, you could just latch it on right there, collect your water, and just drink straight from it like that. And that way, on the go, without having to heat up some water to purify it. And so now that I'm actually holding this, we'll get into this. This is actually pretty important, I think. You wanna stay hydrated with electrolytes, whether you're cold or you're hot. You need electrolytes. You're gonna, in the heat, you're gonna be sweating. You're gonna drink a lot of water. You're gonna think you're gonna be good, but you're actually sweating out your nutrients. You wanna stay hydrated with your electrolytes and require nutrients, vitamins. You don't want to just sweat everything out. So this is a big thing. A lot of people don't really talk too much about electrolytes. Maybe just because they're not in a hot region, but like trust, you don't want to lose your energy. And then we'll get to applying devices. This is gonna come through. You're gonna need something. Personally, I try to carry a multi-tool, but I don't find, the thing is, I don't find too much uses in other tools in the multi-tool. Maybe, if anything, what I find use for is a little what is the little grit, I forgot the name of it. Yeah, just the little little sanding grit. That's about it. The scissors and everything I don't use. As far as having a screwdriver, like, what the hell do I need a screwdriver out there? I don't have nothing that has screws. So yeah, but usually I try to just stick with regular pliers, get the fishing hooks out of like fish's mouth and stuff like that, without having to dig my fingers in there, risk getting hooked out there. That's the last thing you want. And then you're gonna want some lighting tools, some different flashlights. This is a lantern. This would be good to keep at your campsite, inside your tent, around your tent. Just have it going. You want to take some extra batteries as well if you're going to be using electrical stuff. I wouldn't recommend not going without one. If you don't have the skill, like take the flashlight. I can't stress it enough. At night, it's gonna scare you. You want to see what's out there. So yeah, this one actually glows in the dark. This little mini one, easier to carry in my pocket. And then this one, it's a little more heavy duty. I want to say I'm not sure how bright it is. I already forgot. Yeah, this one has multi functions. Oh, battery's dead. Yeah, this one's gonna have two. It's gonna have two sets of lighting coming out, a higher beam and a lower beam, and as well as a higher beam and a lower beam on here. This one's gonna be more of a work light. If you have, it has a magnet, so if you find a surface. That's weird. That's all. Yeah, this has a magnet, so you're gonna be able to grip on to certain things. If you have anything at your campsite you want to work on, set up your light. You're gonna have a little work light right there. Yeah, self-explanatory. This one actually glows in the dark. I'm not sure if I brought it up already, but yeah. So if it were to fall, and it's a bright color, obviously I didn't go in the store and think, hey, I don't want to get a purple pink flashlight. Like I came across this on the floor. Hey, you make use of what you find. But what's dope is it glows in the dark. So if I drop it at night, it's glowing right there. Like I could find it pretty quick. Thought that's pretty cool. I'm gonna need to switch that out. And then we'll get into a little like comfort food, energy food. When things are going bad, having some comfort food, it'll help you out. Just relax, like take your mind off things. Just let you know everything's gonna be all right. You just kind of get just that comfort. As it's gonna be energy as well. Some people take bars. As far as bars, they recommend that you only eat half. So why would you want to open a bar and then who knows if bugs or something is gonna get in it? So just get these. They're cheaper, like from your dollar store. Little pieces, eat one at a time. If you need energy, go with some dry food like some ramen. It's gonna help with the carbs. It's gonna help fill up the carbs and all that. And then a little power bar for on the go, whatever it is. A little random protein bar, whether maybe you want some like jerky, pemmican or something. That's on you to decide. And then we got dental floss. The dental floss, you want to keep hygiene. Tell you the truth, like what really sucks, personally, I think, is just being dirty out there. I like being clean. Like I'm not all into that. But like even if my clothes are dirty, hey, I wanna stay clean personally myself. Like yeah, you wanna enjoy the trip. You don't wanna dread it. So that's the biggest thing is personally to me, it's just your sanitation. Like once you have everything else down, you're comfortable with shelter, like water purification, like starting fires and stuff like that, getting your food. Like you really want to just focus as well as on your sanitation. If you forgot your toothbrush or something like that, like hey, this is gonna help out a lot. Just keep them clean. And you could use pine also. Pine needles, they have a little bit of I think it's like tannic acid or something. They're like they have somewhat like acidity that you could brush your teeth with them. Yeah, it's gonna be a little. You're gonna get poked by it, obviously. Just take your time, learn, and as well as sewing. If you're gonna need to sew something, actually have. So we'll get into this then right now, since we're talking about sewing. You want to keep something to repair your gear. You keep a little sewing needle. If you don't know how to sew, like practice right now. To tell you the truth, like learn ahead of time. Everything you want to know already ahead of time while you're out there. You don't want to get something and be like, you know what, I could do this. Like I have all the gear. It doesn't work like that. Like you got to go out there firsthand. Like you got to learn it. Like you can learn the hard way. You can like maybe freeze to death, get stalked by an animal or something like that, and you're gonna learn your lesson. I'll tell you that. And so we're getting a little more fire. We're getting the fire starting. This is fat wood. This is fat wood. You carve it up, and it's gonna light fires. You could shave it up. You could do little feather sticks on it. Throw some little like sparks on it, or just light it with a lighter, or maybe a match or something. Whatever fire method you do. If you do a bow drill, that's sick. Go ahead. Yeah. So you want a fire starting method. Because when you go out there, let's say everything's wet, you don't have experience in starting a fire. What are you gonna do? Like you're gonna freeze that night? Like all your plans were maybe like you're gonna cook something to eat. Well, how are you gonna cook it? And I'll talk about another way of cooking in a bit. So actually, I'll get it done right now. We're gonna get this topic and grab it. So. Alright, check this out. I learned this from a backpacker actually. Going with dry food. Instead of cooking with hot meals, you could go dry food and you don't need a fire set or anything like that. You don't need like well obviously you're gonna want a way to start fire. Just stay warm at night. But if you could go without taking like so much stuff, you wanna go ultra light, you do oats, dry meals, you bag everything up, you add your chocolate and stuff like that, like cocoa powder or whatever, your sugar, like honey packets, like whatever you want. If you could forage meals and add supplement it, that's even sicker. So you could have like cold wet oats and all that, let it soak. Random things. There's different meals. Looking at that, I'm not too experienced with that, but it's something that I've been just trying to mess around with. I'm talking about. Oh, you know what? Say we got the GI cup. We got the GI canteen and the cup. They nest in each other. And you could add more stuff. There's like lids and stuff like that. Help cook it quicker. You could spray it black with like some galvanized paint. So that way it cooks. It boils up quicker. There's like little like wind breaks that you could set them on. Throw the wood in there. So that way like it helps get the fire going and like keep it going without the wind or anything. Like starting a fire around you or just lighting it out. That comes through. This I keep on me all times. Personally, I try to I figure if what I'm gonna have on me is knife and that's what I'm gonna learn the most. You got a ferro rod, throw some hot sparks, get a fire going. A candle if it gets cold. Like if you're in a tent or something like that, you want to get something that's soy based or maybe like what is it, beeswax. You don't want scented stuff like that. They have chemicals. You're gonna be breathing that stuff in. It's bad for you. And then you're gonna have like water treatment, like a 2-part water treatment, like iodine. These are like iodine tablets. And yeah, you add one after the other. You let it sit, follow directions, you'll be good. That's if you can't boil up some water, have an alternative. You don't want to be drinking that water just like that, unless you know like a pretty good spot. Animals haven't contaminated, it hasn't sprayed with pesticides, just big snow runoff, snow melt runoff, and go for it. Something that I want to get into. I don't really hurt myself out there, so I'm kind of dumb for not having a solid like medical kit. That's something that I mess up on, my downfall. But what I can talk about with my experience is salves. It's basically a beeswax, like concentrated with herbs, and it has good medicinal uses. Like this one for dry cracked on hands and feet, insect bites, scrapes, rashes, chafing, cuts, sunburns, poison ivy, just like skin irritations basically. It's antibacterial, I want to say antifungal. Sometimes it has like chickweed, dandelion, all this stuff. A lot of different good stuff like sunflower oil, plantain, sage, yarrow, rosemary, lavender, like all that stuff serves purpose. It's like I'm actually gonna start making this now that I'm getting into like wild crafting and all that. Like I'm learning how to make bush medicine. So if anyone's interested in this, just message me and I'll be letting you guys know about it when I come out with the final product. And then as well in here, I keep more antiseptic alcohol wipes, some fishing hooks. That's about it. I carve everything else up with my knife. Like that's the importance of having like knowing knife skills. You can make everything. Like you, you can take down trees. You can make batons. You use the batons to start splitting bigger wood and all that. You can make your cook utensils and all that. Your forks, your spoons, your bowls. Like it's all about your imagination. Whatever you think of, there is no proper way to do something out there. If it works, it works. It doesn't matter how it looks, if it's pretty or not. Like right now, a lot of people, a lot like in the day of age that we live in right now, appearance means it. Everyone wants to push appearance, but if something works, that's all that matters. Like don't pay extra, don't do all this other unnecessary stuff. Like yeah, so teas, comfort item, and help you sleep. This is chamomile. I have sleeping problems, so I always try to have tea at night, and I just enjoy like tea. It helps me relax at night. It's peaceful, and so yeah, you learn the herbs and all that with the wild stuff out there, the wild plants. Like everything's out there. Everything's out there in nature for you. You just gotta learn. You just gotta learn it and you learn to utilize it. Don't take it slow. Don't jump right into things. Certain things are poison. Certain things could really get you hurt. Take it slow, but yeah, like for example, pine. You learn pine. You learn that pine needles. You can make tea. You don't. Why take this? You get your vitamin C over there. And then so tape. This one's actually what is like some Raptor tape or something like that. Extreme all weather hold tape. In case you get like a tear in your tarp, your sleeping bag, or whatever, like your shoes or something, whatever you think of, just tape. Like people that Mickey Mouse like cars with that stuff. So don't say you can't find use with it. And then you carry around maybe a portable little canister of propane with propane, butane, whatever. A little lid. Sometimes you guys might see me using this where I'm not allowed to start fires. Like before, I can't lie, I was doing whatever I wanted everywhere. I'm getting a little older now, so gotta try to be a little proper. And also, a big importance of these is when it's raining. If you can't start a fire, everything's wet. You don't have the skill to start a fire. This could help you. Like I said, you want something to start that fire, like so you cook your food if you weren't planning on taking something that doesn't need to be cooked to eat. As well as just heating yourself. Maybe if you're really cold, you could heat yourself, but don't be careful in a tent. You don't want to burn your tent down, and at the same time, there's what is it, carbon monoxide poisoning or whatever. Yeah, you got to be careful with that. And I carry a face mask just because a lot of times I don't want to be breathing in like dust and all that, the sawdust and stuff like that, random things. I actually started carrying this around because I was we were out there at Kern River. There was a fire that happened out there. We were stuck in there, so yeah, I just kind of thought maybe it'd be better just have like something to help filter what you're breathing out. You could wet your bandana, throw it across your face and stuff like that. Like there's different things you could do, like figure things out. Yeah, so that's good. So while you're sawing and all that, you don't want sawdust in your lungs. You don't want anything in your lungs. Another thing is socks. Having an extra pair of socks, even if it's just one. Like I can't stress it enough. Even if you're just going on a hike, you wet your feet. Your feet like you mess up your feet. You're out of commission. You're not about ready no more. Like let's say you're out a couple miles or something like that, even a mile and a half. And, like your feet get wet, you start getting blisters, and like you can't walk anymore. Or like just something random, you're wet, like just for comfort maybe. Right, sleeping at night, like you want to have a spare set of socks. You want to take care of your feet as much as possible. Like even though people see me walking around barefoot and all that, like that's just something I enjoy. You got like I consider it's like, hey, you know what? There could be needles on the ground. Like there could be broken glass, animal feces that's infected by a virus. There's a lot of things to consider. So you gotta protect your feet. And learn the materials as well, like of what you're wearing. Try to stay away from cotton. Cotton, there's a saying, cotton kills. when it's wet, it doesn't keep you as warm, and as well as like what else? You could use it for fire starting material easy too, like as a little fire tinder. Different things. I'll discuss that actually right now. So now that I'm talking about clothes, well, emergency water. That's self-explanatory. I always keep a beanie on me. A beanie, a ski mask, something to cover my head. If I take a beanie, then I'll also carry a scarf as well, just kind of cover my neck up. If I have a ski mask, then I don't find a use for it as much. And you want to have something just basically just have your exhales just exposed. You don't want to have it covered up because then you're gonna build condensation. You're gonna get your gear wet. It's gonna screw you over. You gotta be careful with that. Like last thing you want is hypothermia. So yeah, we're talking about wool gear. You want to have your wool sweaters, fleece sweater, basically a an insulated barrier that you're gonna walk around on. That's your first layer of defense. When you go out there, it could be cold and all that. You don't want to rely on just jumping in your sleeping bag or your tent to stay warm. That's gonna suck, man. So, um, yeah, you want to have a good layer, portable one. You're gonna have frog tug around here somewhere. Like a rain suit, a portable little rain suit that I take out with me. I just got. Um, and test out the stuff you get before you take it. Who knows if it's gonna be too big or whatever? Like it might not fit you right. Test everything out. See if you like it. Maybe it might just be like it tears you or something. Whatever like environment you're going to, make sure it's suitable for it. So yeah. So your insulated layers, you're gonna have. I'd say. I'd say your base layer. Try to have something wool. Your layer over that, you want to have like wool, fleece, a combination of both, maybe 2 layers like that, and then like a windbreak, water break layer, or even underneath that you could throw on an insulated layer, one more insulated layer, like a puffer jacket, like a goose down jacket. Then you could throw a rain jacket over that, a raincoat over that, and that'll work good. So then, considering that you have a warm layer of clothing already now, like you have maybe some long johns that you could throw on also. Um, if you stay clean, if your gear is pretty clean, you're not using it, then hey, at night you could just jump in your sleeping bag. Instead of carrying a huge sleeping bag around, you just take a smaller one around, and then your clothes are gonna keep you warm. Now you have one more layer to throw over that, over your warm self. As long as you have a layer underneath you to keep you from that cold ground that sucks the heat out of you, you're gonna be good. So yeah, this is actually we're gonna talk about sleep systems now. This is actually a jungle bag by Snug Pack. This is a sleeping bag with a built-in mosquito net. I like this. If I sleep under the stars and just enjoy myself, I don't have to worry about like ticks or anything, mosquitoes, snakes, um, no little scorpions, yeah, like spiders, any little critters, any of that like coming in my little sleep system. I have that set up. I'll talk about my actual sleep system another video, because this isn't actually my sleep system I have here set up. This is just some general ideas of what you guys might want to take or carry with you. Then so you got a wool blanket. I got this one actually for Harbor Freight. It's one of the moving blankets, but it's a wool blanket. I got it for $10. Smells like chemicals. Should clean it out, air it out, and all that. It's not good to breathe in. But yeah, so your wool blanket it's gonna keep you pretty warm. This is more like kind of like a little cowboy approach. I like, and so yeah, it's obviously not gonna protect you from rain and stuff like that. If you want to sleep next to a fire, it's gonna be ideal, but you got to worry about bugs and stuff like that. Like if you live in an area that's infested with bugs, maybe wear some bug spray. Have some bug spray. This one has DEET in it. If you're into that stuff, but you could use different ones. There's different alternatives to that. You do go DEET free. Try not to use DEET. I forgot the stuff that I use. Talk about it another day, but see, you're gonna want to use your wool blanket. Personally, what I use it for is bedding. I lay it down on the ground, and I use it for bedding, or I use it just like if I'm hanging out, just if I want to sit down, kind of like picnic, lounge around, have like a little like clean area to kick back on, sit on. And I don't really get too much. Yeah, truth, I don't get bugs on it at all, and that's the reason I haven't cleaned, haven't washed it for the for that chemical smell. So it kind of helps keep them off. Could be wrong. Who knows? Yeah, you can burn pine, stuff like that, like different stuff. Keep bugs away, mosquitoes. But I wouldn't rely too much on it if you're gonna be out there for a while and like you're gonna be so far out there. Last thing you want is get sick out there. You always gotta your safety is number one priority. Even if you want to take as ultralight gear as you can, think, hey, you know what, I'm this skilled. Hey, well, fucking, sorry about my language, but it just sometimes you need that extra help. Honestly, like you need the medicine, like you need something to help you sleep at night, like something just to get you through. I don't like as much as I want to say I'm in the primitive bushcraft stuff and all that. It's like, hey, like maybe just I'm not that skilled, like, but there's situations that even I get into, and they're kind of crazy. Like, you gotta be careful out there. And so then we'll talk about the River County products tent. This is actually a trekker tent. If you have trekking poles or stick or something like sticks or 2 trees, you can tie them off. And you don't need. This doesn't actually have. You can get stakes in it, but it doesn't actually have any a little frame to it. Like it doesn't have tent poles or anything that you need. You just got to tie it off and it'll hold up like a basically almost like a little tarp shelter. It's netted off and everything like that, so it's gonna keep critters out as well. This if you want to have somewhere just kind of lounge around, just hang out, like it's pretty cool. I do, as much as I like sleeping in the stars, I do like being in a tent, like just having like time to myself, chilling in there, maybe with a dog or something like that. Like maybe if you're in a like, I don't know, like if you smoke like if you smoke tobacco or something like that, like whatever it is, just hang out in your tent. It's relaxing. Actually, tobacco is good too. It's not recommended, depending who you ask. It keeps away bugs. If you get tobacco smoke in your clothing, it's supposed to help keep away bugs. Yeah, but it's not recommended. You don't want tobacco in your gear. And then so we'll get to the tarp, the DD tarp, 3x3. I don't keep my stuff in here. I don't keep my stuff in here. A lot of the stuff's just packed with everything just to show the bulk. Because you don't want it getting ruined. You don't want creases in all your stuff. It messes up insulation. It starts breaking down the fibers where it doesn't work as well. Yeah, so this is the DD tarp. This one is I want to say 10 by 10 feet. It's good for about 3 people. You only need 2 people, depending on how much gear you got and all that. Yeah, personally, I like using a tarp. You can find a lot of different tarp setups. You match that up with something like this, and you build a little insulated layer underneath you from the cold. To me, that's all you need. But these days, I'll show you my sleep system later. I'm telling you, I have a pretty dope sleep system, I think, now. And what you're gonna want as well is a little sleeping bag liner. Basically, it's like another blanket to go inside your sleeping bag. So that way, if you get cold within that, you throw another one on, like another little layer to help warm you up. If you get cold, you can just take it off, and that's the dope about the liners. Instead of having a bag that's just too warm, that you just kick off, like maybe you're getting sweaty in the cold temperature, you take it off, and now you're freezing. Like this kind of helps with that problem. And then a towel. These are the I'm not sure if it's considered. Yeah, it's like a microfiber towel. These are those little Walmart ones that dry quick. You squeeze out real quick. You squeegee out and it dries quick. And so yeah, you want something to dry yourself off. Like let's say you ever get wet or anything like that. Like or you wake up wet and like from just like condensation. You could use something to wipe yourself down real quick without having to like wet your actual clothes. That's a pretty messed up situation when that happens. But yeah, like if it's not wet or anything, you're not using it, you're cold. You could also just use it as like maybe like another layer as a blanket, maybe sleep on top of it if the ground's still pretty cold. Um, and you could have sleeping pads, sleeping mats. There's different ones. You have insulated ones. You have open what is it? The open pore, the closed pore ones, whatever. I think that's how you could consider them. These the space blankets. I think it's considered, what is it called, mylar? I'm not sure. But yeah, the space blankets. These, a lot of times people, they go out there thinking like, hey, you know what? We don't need a sleeping bag, whatever. Like tent, we could just take this and it's gonna keep us warm. It's a survival blanket, whatever. No, that's not true. It gets people killed. Don't go out there thinking that. This takes personally. I think if you're gonna go out and rely on this, you're gonna need some skill. You're gonna need to test it out beforehand. What this works good is you don't want it touching your skin really like that because it's not breathable. It's like, think of like you're in a bag. You're gonna build condensation. The bag's gonna get wet, like you sweat. So like yeah, how it works is like a tarp. You'd run it just barely going over you as close as possible, just running over you. Let's say it's opened up, just have it all running over you, slanted in a sense. And fire on another end, so that way it's reflecting that heat and it's pushing that heat back down to your body, and it helps with the sleep system. I'll discuss that another day. Actually, when I'm out and I build a shelter, I'll show you firsthand how I use that. We're getting the food. We're getting the food now. I'm kind of nervous taking a lot of food out there because of bears. Not as much as the mountain lions. I'm not as nervous as the mountain lions, even though they will mess you up, and you should be nervous and respect every animal out there. Don't doubt anything. All the animals are wild. Like, I say I'm comfortable with the coyotes. Like, I know there's a chance that maybe they could attack me, but I ain't scared. So yeah, so we'll talk about food now. I don't like carrying food, like I just said. I do carry it because it's pretty stupid not to. You're gonna need it, but if you know the area that you're going, it has water and all that, has fish. Well, why not just pull the fish out? Why take some some Alaska salmon and all that, like, or some halibut from the Pacific, some tuna or something like that. Like, I don't know, people are weird. I've seen people take down like big old barbecue grills, like, to campsites, like, that are just not for that. So yeah, um, you pull out different fish, whether you're in a maybe like striped bass, you're in a trout fishing or something like that. Go out there, you take your lemon pepper, you do whatever your choice seasoning, learn the herbs out there, wild herbs. You can help season them with that. There's different methods to cook it. I'll talk more about cooking methods in another video as well, because that I love. I actually love. I have a passion for that. So you're gonna want some fishing gear, some hooks. You could have, if you're going to a spot with trout, you'd have your little spinners and all that. Um, you'd have your spinners, your little jigs, different things. Your rooster tails. You could even just, if wherever you want to go, anywhere, you just take hooks and weights, and find some worms, find some grubs or something. Dig a hole, like, break some bark. You'll find some bait. Yeah, so you use that. You toss it out, you get some fish. You don't eat the grubs and all that. Like, that's protein right there. So then, say you come across rabbits or something like that, like tree squirrels. If you're in a maybe possum, raccoon, like, hey, like, I don't really care. Um, yeah, so you could take down a little animal like that, some small game with that. You learn traps, snares, and stuff. This is this is what it is, a snare. So set it up on a little game trail, so when it comes through, it gets caught on its legs and it pulls. And next thing you know, it's right there, just snagged. But you got to check the legal aspect of it. Not in every state. Not every state it's legal. For survival uses, it'll get you by. But it has like a one-time use. Once it's used, see how the water starts getting crinkled, starts losing its use. So you start learning to make cord too. Learn to make cord yourself out of different fibers and stuff that are out there. And there it is. Replace that. Everything's replaceable. The thing people gotta understand is everything comes from the earth, from some material, fiber or another, like some mineral. So once you learn the basics, you start crafting so much. It's not gonna be the most like beautiful looking tool. Sometimes they excel. Sometimes you do come across some beautiful tools people make, but even if the ones you make they don't come out like the nicest, as long as it's functioning, that's all that matters. And what else? I got a few more items. Kill some time. So another fire starting method would be Vaseline and cotton balls. You just dip them, infuse them, light it up, and it stays burning for a cool little minute. You don't want to breathe that stuff in. And this will light a lot of fires. This will light a lot of fires. So you compare the weight of it. Let's say you're going out with some fat wood. It's about the same. It's about the same weight. But you're gonna take this to start a few fires, or this get through like maybe about a month. And then your basic hygiene, your toothbrush. You got your toothbrush. You got some tweezers. Maybe you get something like something in your eye or your skin or anything like that. Just anything you need tweezers for. Like mess around like some little projects. God forbid you get something in your eye. You want to take some glasses. I don't have my little work glasses that I use. But yeah, carry glasses. You don't want to get chips in your eye, especially if you're using a hatchet. Those little wood chips, they go flying. Don't think that things gonna happen to you. Back to sanitation. This is a concentrated wilderness wash. You could use it to wash your hair, your body, your clothes, different things. This one's actually infused with citronella. That's what I was gonna mention. Citronella. That's a good alternative to DEET. Yeah, this one's infused with citronella, so when you wash your clothes or anything like that, your skin, like, it's gonna help keep bugs and mosquitoes away, ticks and stuff like that. And hand warmers. Doesn't matter who you are, take some of these. Like if you're cold, if you're shaking, you just can't control it. Like, take some hand warmers. I'm telling you, just take some hand warmers, get through the night, and just get your ass out of there if you can that next day. If not, like, I don't know what to say. This is one of the jackets I wear. It's one of the jackets I wear out, but what I want to show is in your clothes, you can find different ways to attach little gear to yourself. Like here, I have a little pocket in here. Just clipped it with a little wrist, a little paracord wrist little thing. It has a built-in little whistle. Has a little striker, a little ferro rod and striker. So if I want to scrape it, like get some fire out of it, unravel it, get some cordage out of it, tie things up. That's right there, good to have. Doesn't matter what you have at home. It doesn't matter what you have at home or at the campsite. If it's not on you, something happens, then what's the point of having it? So that's why I try to stress, like, the items that you do carry, you want to learn to utilize it like to the best that you can. Learn everything that you can beforehand, before going out there. If you're saying this is the person I want to be, you gotta learn to be that person before you just get out there and expect to be it just because you read a book or saw a video. There's a lot of instructors out there. I won't go there. I won't go there. I respect the instructors that I come across, but from what I heard, there are instructors that teach bad skills. They learn skills that they've never really put to the test, just from maybe reading a book, like applying a few times, and they try to teach it as survival. And they're teaching, I guess, bad skills to people. Some of the older guys that I learned from, that they mentioned that. So just kind of take everything slow, learn everything from the bottom. Don't think, hey, like, I'm gonna learn all the extreme stuff firsthand, like right away. Take everything slow. learn slow, get your knowledge in, like take your time, learn from others, teach people what you know. That's like the best thing you do for the bushcraft community. Um, yeah, it's not a competition or anything like that. Like it's not about who's the best. It's just about getting out there and enjoying yourself, making use of the time. Like it's an alternative to being out in the city where it's just you need maybe money or something to have fun. Like that, I don't know. There's different reasons why we get out there. Maybe it's you just have that little like spiritual connection with nature. Just chop some wood, cook something. Maybe you have some ingredients you want to try, different things you want to test out, different things. Enjoy just being around animals. So getting into that, actually, one of the big things I want to talk about is um trash bags. A lot of people go out there and they'll be littering all crazy. Why do you do that? Pick up after yourself. Don't be dirty. When people do that, don't. Shame on you if you do that. Okay? It'll come through. You could help improvise shelters and stuff like that. Like if you want to build a shelter, keep rain off you. Maybe use it as a poncho or something like that. You forgot to bring like rainproof clothing. It's gonna help you. Trust. But yeah, like try to clean your trash up. I'm not really too into burning trash. I don't like burning that stuff. Like if I could carry it there, if I could carry it down where I'm at, why can't I carry it out? It's like I already ate most of the weight. It's like now it's just dry weight. It's just like paperweight and stuff like that. Like so, why can't you carry it out with you? Yeah, that's about it. That I guess I want to go over for now. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Peace.